up, Scroopies? Road Warriors, British Bulldogs, Harlem Heat, the Dudley Boys. These are some of the greatest tag teams in history, many will argue. But is one of those teams the best? Well, that's what we're going to talk about. The greatest tag teams in wrestling history.
Of all time.
Exactly.
Exactly.
We're going to give our, we'll give our personal picks. Top 5, top 10, whatever. And, yeah, man. So this is going to be 321 Screws Ring Sessions.
Tag
teams of all time.
I like it.
So, guys, let's jump right in. When you think of tag team, when you think of tag team wrestling, first team comes to mind.
The very first team?
First tag team that comes to mind when you think tag team wrestling.
The Dudley Boys.
Kyle.
LOD, Legion of Doom.
Road Warriors, absolutely.
Now, just to clarify, whenever I hear tag teams, the one match that comes up to my head immediately is TLC, which is what we have displayed in front of you right now.
Yes,
we have Matt and Jeff in the corner here.
We got Edgy Christian.
And the Dudley Boys.
The Dudley Boys.
With the ladder and the belts.
We
the
got
tables.
tables, ladders, chairs.
Got wood. That's what it says.
Oh
got
my.
wood. And
as always, Gangrel.
Chilling on the motorcycle.
He could be out there supporting the Brood because
that's
got
right.
Christian out there.
Eddie
True,
Christian
there you
is
go,
in
man.
that ring. So that
Cool
is
tie-in.
So that is the featured match of the night.
As you can see, we've
Like it.
upgraded some of our toys. We have the old retro SmackDown stage there.
Yeah.
A bigger ring.
Courtesy of K Swine's collection.
Actually, we have the TLC match that haven't on SmackDown because we have Chris Jericho hanging out over there and his tag team partner, the Murder Doll, Chris Benoit.
Well, how about that?
It was a fatal 4-way on SmackDown.
He's covered.
TLC match.
He looks like he's confined in the plastic.
Yeah, he's in like that Hannibal.
he's gonna stay there.
kind of
Where
thing.
he... That's what I thought when I see that.
That's right.
Oofa. All right.
So,
yeah, man. I for one have always been a fan of tag team wrestling.
Oh yeah.
okay.
And it's well, I mean, fuck. I'm gonna be honest with you. It's very disheartening, discouraging to see how WWE nowadays.
Used to not
I
always
mean, they
be.
just it's like tag team division is they're like second-rate citizens.
There's pretty much no tag team division.
No.
Exactly. It
Every
used
time
to
they
not
get a
be
freaking
like
tag
that.
team, they break them up. You
I
know?
know.
Shit,
Hurt
there's-
Business. Look at Hurt Business, even as a faction, dude.
It's like they put together more two single competitors as a team than actually having a tag team.
Yeah.
Like original tag teams.
Right. You know,
Like
they'll throw this guy.
Like your Hart Foundation or your Hardy Boys. And
I mean, like they just. Now, granted, they've gone on. They've been tag team champions now, and they've been a tag team for a little while now. They've kind of, I guess, established themselves as a tag team, I guess. But Rude and Ziggler, they were just thrown together at first.
They were. Now they're what? The
Dirty Dogs.
Dirty Dogs. Okay.
They were Rudolph at one time.
But you want to talk about a good tag team with Robert Roode was Beer Money Inc.
One of my favorites. One of my top 10.
See, and to me, he is going to be known as a tag team star too, but I just don't see why they got to pair those two up. Just my opinion.
Sign James Storm, make beer money.
Dude, they could call it Beer Sense or something. I don't know. But anywho, so we're talking about tag teams. I do want to bring this up. With tag teams, man, I just want to say I'm gonna just tell you one of my favorite ones, if you don't mind. It's a random one, but I always enjoyed when Kane was teamed up with somebody as a prominent team, not just a one-off, like RVD. when him and in 2002, I believe.
Him and X-Pac.
Him and X-Pac was my favorite tag team.
And obviously him
until
and Undertaker.
X-Pac did him dirty with Tori.
And him and Big Show.
Yeah.
Yeah, Taker and Kane to me was his more popular tag team.
What about Team Hell No?
Oh,
Yeah.
Team Hell No was more of a comedy act tag team, but they got over.
They got over.
I think that was really big for both of them, even though they were already established main eventers.
You know, Kane and Jericho.
Kane and what?
Kane and Jericho. Wasn't Kane and Jericho a tag team? Or am I thinking Big Show and Jericho?
Big Show and Jericho.
It was called Jericho.
Jericho, that's right.
You Sacagawea.
But you know, I mean, yeah. But think about, you know, back in the day, there was the Bushwhackers. There was
okay, but so
there
like,
was Money Inc. There was you know, the Rockers. There
Natural
was
Disasters.
Natural Disasters. There was the Heart Foundation.
Yep, the
You
Bulldogs.
know, there was the British Bulldogs.
The Killer Bees.
the Killer Bees.
B. Brian Blair.
But you notice you had your serious tag teams, then you had your comedy
Or gimmicks.
gimmicks. Yes, there you go. Keeping it wrestling, like it.
Yeah.
So you know what I'm saying? So it's cool, like how they do in the tag division, they do in the singles division as well. You have all those different acts.
But I mean, what I'm saying is, you had all these. There was a lot of tag teams.
Yeah.
And they managed to somehow use all of them.
Yeah.
They utilized
in
them.
some form or fashion.
You know,
APA. I liked them as when they established
you
themselves.
know. Now
as
they got like 5 tag
protection.
teams. There's just. And I'm sorry, I don't consider AJ and Omos a tag team.
That's a mashup.
No.
Yeah,
That's just a mashup to me.
Legit tag teams. You got the Street Profits.
Yep.
You got New Day.
Mm-hmm.
You got the Viking Raiders.
Yeah. And that's who's right now they're feuding with that mashup.
Yeah.
AJ Styles and Omos.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude. I think it's weird.
You got Dirty Dogs.
Yeah, right.
So I mean, what, 4 tag teams?
Did you
And
say
then the tag
Usos?
champs. Oh yeah, the Usos.
Well, we don't know yet.
You know, I mean, Ray and Dominic.
That's cool.
That's
though.
different because I don't think that's just a random mashup. You know, you put the father-son team. It just makes sense.
That's cool
Right.
though. That's the first time it's
You know,
happened.
it's got it. Right, it's not just a random mashup. There's a gimmick to it. There's a story to it. There's a reason for it.
And WWE crowned the first father-son tag teams on
Yeah.
the mainstream before AEW could.
Right.
Just saying.
They've given them a decent little, little stint.
They did. I don't think they're going to get the tag belts back.
Yeah, their next defense is probably going to be their next loss.
Yeah.
But still.
They just, in my opinion, they just wanted to have that
Connection.
history-making
Moment.
first ever father-son tag team champion thing in the books.
But even in the WCW days, the WCW had some great tag teams. They had Harlem Heat. And,
Public Enemy.
Public
Public
Enemy.
Enemy was there.
The Nasty Boys.
Yeah, they were there. You had.
Didn't Ric Flair and Roddy Piper tag? Weren't they a tag team?
No, I mean you had the Horsemen.
Oh,
So
the
there could be a
Horsemen, sorry.
combination of any of those guys. You had the Ravens flock, which there was tag team from the Ravens flock.
What about how about some
The Outsiders.
The Fire and Ice.
Glacier and
No, dang, his name. I'm sorry, I'm blanking on their names.
Stupid?
There was Vicious and Delicious.
Isn't delicious.
That was Buck Bagwell and Scott Norton. That's what
Oh
Bagwell.
my
That's
god!
what Bagwell would call himself.
Vicious and delicious.
Vicious and Delicious.
Right.
There was not Buff Bagwell. There was Bam Bam Bigelow and DDP. They were a tag team and they won the belts.
Yeah, but they were still more of a mashup that thrown.
I don't know, man. He used to hold them up like this, and then Diamond Dallas would do
I
the
understand,
diamond
but
cut.
I just don't. I'm just saying, me personally, I don't really think of them as a legit tag team. DDP was, he's
A singles performer.
He's a
I
singles
know.
guy. Bam Bam was a singles guy.
Yeah, but they.
I mean,
did
they
good.
might have had some stints as tag teams, but
I disagree.
Sting and Lex
Okay.
Luger were a tag team for quite some time.
They were.
Yeah,
Don't forget about.
Again, those are two guys I consider to be singles performers that just worked well
Right.
together and teamed up a lot.
But
Yeah.
what about if you go back in their career? You see, Sting was on a popular tag team with
With the Ultimate Warrior.
with the Ultimate
yeah,
Warrior.
but see, that was a different story. They were billed as a
tag team.
They came in as
So
a
the
tag
character
team.
Sting, he was built as a singles competitor. So you're saying keep
Right.
him in the singles division.
Right.
All right, we get it. Now, I want to know, Bill, your top 5 tag teams. One being the ultimate
Scott
best.
Norton, Ice Train. That was right. Fire and Ice.
You interrupt me
I'm sorry.
like that again. I'm
I
gonna
cheated.
chop
I needed to see what their names were.
the
Man.
nerve.
My top 5?
Yeah, your top 5, one being the best, then Kyle, you're gonna go. I want to know. I want to know, and these people do too.
Oh.
So let's hear it. Let's get it out. Come on.
Number 5.
The one you like the least, apparently. Go
No,
ahead.
it's just this would be in this particular group. They would be what I would consider number 5.
Sure.
This is gonna not just my favorite. This is also some of what I consider to be the best tag teams of all time. And one of them, number 5, I would have to say, they weren't necessarily one of my favorites, but I think I do believe they were one of the greatest. Is the Midnight Express.
Okay. You went old
If
school.
you listen and you talk to a lot of big time wrestlers, they'll all tell you that Bobby Eaton, oh beautiful Bobby from the Midnight Express, is somebody who just taught them so much. You know what I'm saying? There's so many different wrestlers that I've heard them talk about Bobby Eaton specifically as being somebody that, you know, really taught them a lot about the business, you know.
Right.
And he was never this real big, flashy, showy guy, man, but fuck, dude got it done, man, you know, and obviously he
His
was
tag team partner was
Sweet Stan Lane.
Stan Lane. All right. Who's number 4?
So, now the rest of these are a lot of these. I mean, some of them I think are the greatest, but they're also some of my favorites. Number 4. Ooh, man.
Dun, 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 dun. What happened?
Good.
Dun, dun, dun.
Man, that's
I don't know.
tough to say. It's
G.I.
like,
Bro?
It's like the top 3 I got. I know 1,
That was
2,
one of his
and
characters.
3.
All right. How about just your most favorite ones? That's it. No specific order. But we know number 1's the top.
Number 1 is the Road Warriors. Plain and simple. Number 1's the Road Warriors.
What a rush!
All right, you know what? Here we go. 1 being the Road Warriors.
There you go.
2 would probably be, in all honesty, would probably be Harlem Heat.
Dun, 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 dun.
3, the Steiner Brothers.
Real? You know, that doesn't surprise
4
me.
being the APA.
Okay. Okay. And 5,
5
which
Midnight
is
Express.
Midnight Express. I like those choices, Bill. Steiners, you know what? I should have known you were going to pick the Steiners because you were talking about them last week. I remember you could not shut
They
up
were a
about the Steiners.
devastating tag team.
They were, dude. They were dangerous. They were both dangerous men.
Because they're both, they're both strong as hell.
They are legit
and
badasses.
they are very. I mean, they're not just big muscle bound dudes, man. The two of those guys are they're like legit technically sound wrestlers.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, they get down and grapple with the best of them.
Listen, Steiner to me still throws the best fucking belly to belly suplex. Just saying. All right, Kyle. What about you, sir? I'm curious to know what's going on in that noggin.
It's going 10 miles.
Do you see how
10,000
when
miles
he
a minute.
thinks, when he thinks. He does this with that thing on his face. You see
Well, I will go ahead and start with number 1.
that? Distinguished.
Because I figured out 1 through 4. Number 1 is going to be LOD for the same reason. I'll just explain it my way. There would not be a tag team division without Legion of Doom.
Yeah,
I agree.
they are the standard
They
by which
started
every
it.
tag team is compared.
Number 2, I would have to say is the Dudley Boys,
Okay.
because they have, if not the same, very close to the same success as LOD, because they have held every tag team championship of any company they've ever been into.
Dudleys are in my top 10.
Oh, they're in my top 5.
And it's
That gives one
they're
away.
they're extreme, they're comical. They did things that weren't normal.
They
for
brought
the
an
time.
element to WWE.
They brought in the tables to the WWE.
They did, because they hardly broke tables.
Listen, man, I was a fan of the Dudley Boys before WWE ever seen them.
Yeah, when they were
I mean,
a faction.
because I was watching them in ECW.
Remember, they
And
used to
I
be a
liked
faction.
Yeah, it was the Dudley family.
They had the big
They had
Dudley or
Spike
whatever.
Dudley, yeah, they had the
Dick
big
Dudley.
one.
Then they had these
Big
two.
Dick Dudley, yeah.
And then sorry, folks. Bill's Demon Cat keeps attacking us.
Technically, it's Corey's.
Corey's Searoy's Demon Cat. Anyways,
Damn feral little psychopath.
he
So yeah,
is.
Dudley Boys are number 2. I would have to say my top 3. Number 3 would have to be the Brothers of Destruction. And my reason
That's
for
not a mashup.
My reason for that is not because of championships, not because of accolades, or it's The Undertaker and Kane. You go into a tag team matchup then against those two, you're pretty much screwed. Because they're both the same. Once one tags out and tags the other one back in,
There's no weaker.
You're basically fighting the same
There's
person.
no easier opponent.
Yeah.
You're fucked.
They both have the same stamina. They're both the same height.
Could I
The same.
Could I add to that real quick?
Go ahead.
Also, the element of the storyline with that.
Right. So
You know.
it's like the most devastating tag team ever put together because it's very difficult to defeat them.
Yeah.
Oh, dude.
There's no weak link in that tag
No.
team.
No, man. Did you get it off your chest?
Well, you asked me what my tag team.
I know. I was very
explaining
pleased
why.
with that.
Number 4 would have to be the New Age Outlaws.
Oh, you didn't know?
Because once again,
Your ass better call somebody!
their success and
And you know we like to do it.
in the World Wrestling
Don't
Federation.
stop.
The Road Dogg Jesse James had that crowd by
He did, man.
his hand.
The charisma.
Yeah.
he
Every
had
single
was-
night they came out. Every single person
He
in
had that
arena,
crowd in his hand.
They were saying the same thing he was saying.
You know, if Road Dogg, the way he was on the mic, he was main event status on the mic.
Him and Billy,
You know
him and
what I
Billy
mean?
fed well off each other too, man.
Oh yeah,
Him and
dude.
Billy Gunn.
I mean, honestly, right next to Rock and Jericho and all those promo, Road Dogg's one of my favorite promo guys
Yeah.
of all time.
We
So
cut
who's
a
number
stick.
5, Cal?
Well, like I said, I'm struggling on number 5. So why don't you give us your rundown? Maybe I can come up with a 5 after you're done.
Why, I thought you
Oh,
never
I was gonna say Hardy's, but that's too easy.
I got 5 on it.
I just don't know the rest of the words.
Go.
So what's your 5?
All right. So, all right. Well, obviously, Kyle picked a very memorable match for it being this was the perfect choice when we're talking about tag teams. 2 of them are in this ring. You have the Dudleys for pretty much everything they said. I mean, every company that they've been in, tag team champions, they've faced every tag team you can think of, within their time frame. So, Dudleys are on my list as, not the top, but they are like number 2. Then number 3, I got the Hardy Boys, Matt and Jeff, because I love the high flying element, and it reminded me of the Rockers. That's another prominent tag team we have yet to mention tonight, the Rockers. So for the hell of it, I'm going to put the Rockers in there as well. So we have the Hardys, the Dudleys, the Rockers, okay? The Hart Foundation. I mean, we can't deny it. They were fantastic tag team. The technical ability of both of those guys. Plus, I like the history, the family. You got Bret Hart teaming with his brother-in-law. I like storytelling there too.
Yeah.
So, you have them, and then my other two tag teams. I'm gonna throw this wild card out there just because we mentioned it. I dug me some X-Pac and Kane because X-Pac in that storyline kind of started showing a human side to Kane. If you remember, he was just, I am Undertaker's brother. He was using the thing on his throat, like his,
Right.
But then X-Pac was like, man, you don't need that no more. And remember, he made him like a human. So it was kind of cool. See, I like those tag teams, big dude, small dude.
Right. As you can tell, I was a fan of the big powerhouse tag team.
Yes, well, but you were also born in
Road
bigger.
Warriors, APA.
So, let me ask you this question.
What's that?
What is your number one team? Because you just rattled off tag teams. You didn't really say.
No.
Who's your number one team?
Well, I named off, let's just go over it. The Rockers, the Hardys, the Dudleys, and the Hart Foundation. So my last tag team, I've always liked them, Los Guerreros.
That's your number one team?
That's my number one team. When Eddie Guerrero when he came back after Vince gave him another chance, when he started getting clean, Eddie Guerrero was at the top of his career, even as a tag team. And he brought Chavo with him. And then eventually Eddie got so big from that gimmick, lie, cheat, and steal with his nephew, that it was like it's time for Eddie to go on his own now. It's time for Eddie to hit that main event status. So to me, that was a jumping point for him, which is why I love that team, because they were so entertaining, dude. It was funny, and they were getting the job done.
Right.
So Los Guerreros, my favorite tag team of all time.
Well, like I said, you jolted my memory of who.
Right?
Who
That's
would
the
be-
thing. We were talking, and then it's like we're forgetting certain teams, and
My fifth team I'm going to pick, just to piss off Bill, is Demolition. Demolition!
we saw them.
Accent Smash!
Didn't we see them at a Coco show? They were like in their 60s.
Yeah,
but
man.
they fought.
I just like their gimmick. They had the same kind of
If it makes you look better, they look more
ground
like
and pound.
they look more like Kiss ripoffs than they do LOD.
Yeah, so I know.
Or
I
were
don't
they
know
the
why I
biggest
like it.
rival
I just
for
like-
LOD?
Yeah,
They
cool
were a pretty
gimmick.
big rival.
I think Bill's done, folks. He looks pretty pissed.
Mr. Fuji is their manager.
Yeah.
That was awesome. Demolition.
All right. Let's spit out random tag teams that are mashups.
Rock and Sock.
Rockets.
They are. See, now I'm pissed that I forgot. But yes, that to me was a mashup. But that was a mashup that worked very well.
How about
The
Yeah.
Hurricane and Kane. The Hurricane and Kane.
yeah.
How about shit?
Shit.
Yeah. Superhero in training.
Oh God, I forgot about that. Rosie.
Yeah.
Roman Reigns' older brother. May he rest in peace.
Yeah, they're both. Jamal-
3-minute warning. There's another tag team.
Jamal.
They were pretty
Rosie
damn
Jamal.
good, dude. Do you remember them? They were Eric Bischoff's hitmen.
Umaga and Rosie, yeah.
Jamal. He
Yeah.
didn't become Umaga until he went to
What
the
was it?
jungle
What
and
was
got
it?
traumatized and came
Triple
back.
H and Stone Cold.
Yeah, the power.
2-man power trip. That is a
Power
good
trip.
choice. That was
Yeah.
a good choice.
How about this one?
Okay.
The Mega Powers.
Yeah, Hulk Hogan.
You know
held the
something,
water.
Hogan?
Oh,
Macho,
much.
Macho Man.
Yeah,
held
but
the
Mach
water.
got a little
That's
upset
held in order.
when it came
Sorry.
to Elizabeth, and the Mega Powers were no more. What
Yeah.
you thinking?
Yeah. Yeah.
The snake's gonna bite you,
The
Jake.
Von Erichs. The Freebirds.
Yes,
I'm telling you.
I'm listening to you, Bill. I know he's in a different world.
Watch the Joe Rogan podcast to see that interview with Jake the Snake. Go ahead.
Anyways.
Freebirds, Fine
Freebirds, the Von Erichs.
Oh yeah. Yep. The Freebirds. Yeah.
So now that we're talking about,
Nikolai Volkov and the Iron Sheik.
I mean,
yeah,
go ahead, Kyle. You go first.
I was gonna say the New Day.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, but yeah, today's era,
Rock and Roll Express.
Rock and Roll Express. But
Still competing.
I do gotta say though, yes
There's
they
a
are.
whole-
They became NWA Tag Champs
Motor City Machine Guns. We were just talking about them.
from
Talking about
TNA.
TNA.
All right, let's bring out some of the AEW guys. Let's talk about the
Oh,
Young
yeah.
Bucks.
Okay, here we go.
I'm feeling
The
bad.
Young Bucks.
Right now,
The Young Bucks.
give me your top 3 tag teams in the business right now.
Oh, in this era.
Right now. Top 3.
Come back to me.
No.
Kyle first.
No. Top
You
3.
sack of you.
Let's
Okay.
go.
All right. I'm gonna have to say. I'll get Young Bucks. Young Bucks will definitely be on that. I just feel like today doesn't really have. Oh, Usos. Usos was always
Don't
one.
forget about NXT.
Usos. NXT.
NXT got a good tag team division right now.
They do, but
AEW's got a hell of a tag team division.
Yeah, they do.
what is they called?
Where what?
FTR. They're a fantastic tag team. So
Yeah,
those
they're
right
part of
now,
the pinnacle
today's
right now.
era, those 3, in my opinion. New Day's great. They have their accolades and all that, so, or accolades, but it's I feel like they're gonna stay that way forever. The tag team. I don't think they're ever
Best
disbanded.
top 3 tag teams in the business right now.
Oh boy.
Right now, I would say number 3 is the grizzled young veterans
Whoa, he
of,
went there.
of NXT.
He did.
Number 2 would have to be, well, at the current time they're not doing anything, but I'd say the Street Profits before they got put on the back burner.
Right.
they
Well,
were-
you want
they
to
were
bet an
doing-
injury.
They were doing pretty good, and then I have to
They're back
say,
in the mix.
I know people will hate me. I would have to say the number 1 tag team in any brand, any company right now is the Young Bucks.
I
Yeah.
hate you.
I know.
No.
I have to say Young Bucks. They're
Yeah.
awesome wrestlers.
Well,
They
at
have
least
awesome
Cody
ability.
did put a belt on himself.
Yeah, for me right now, the top 3 tag teams in the business right now,
Sure, Bill. I guess.
I think is going to be FTR.
Yep.
I think they're just
Come on, Bill. Who else?
they're solid. Probably the Usos.
Right? Dude, bro, before Jimmy got
FTR,
injured,
the
they were
Usos,
fantastic, dude.
And for that third one,
RK Bro. Bro! Whoa!
I was gonna say Usos, but they haven't been a team for quite some time because of the injuries. But
honestly, for that third one, I probably would go with the Motor City Machine Guns over in.
They're still wrestling. Oh, they
they're
did
still there.
return.
Yeah, they're over in Impact.
Oh, he pulled out an Impact one. All right. So, look, tag team wrestling has always been exciting. I mean, that's the thing. Let's talk about some. There's not many bars that were set like Road Warriors. I'll give you that. I want it to be different and name off some other guys, but just because I didn't pick the Road Warriors, I will say they will go down in history as the greatest tag team of all time.
What are you saying? Just name some other just great tag teams?
No. I'm saying, like, I know you two were gonna pick them. They are in my top. It's just I rather have picked. They're not my favorite tag team, but they are who you guys say they are. Absolutely, they
Tough by
are.
LG.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not to insult you, but facts are facts.
No, I understand all that. I'm just
You
saying
can have your opinion of who your favorite is, but
Who's
the greatest.
who's your favorite? Your favorite just one-off tag team?
Like for one time and that was it, one and done? Or do you mean like, a few months they were tag team?
Yeah. They had like one little short little run, little stint.
maybe Ambrose and Rollins. They weren't tag team that long.
They were a Shield.
They were the Shield.
They were the Shield, but okay. Well, I'm talking about when they were split off from the Shield and they were Raw Tag Team champions. And then Ambrose got injured, and then Jason Jordan came in and took his place. And then he got all sad because of his daddy being Kurt Angle, and the list goes on. But my whole thing is that that's a one-off tag team.
One of my favorite one-off tag teams is Chris Jericho and Chris Benoit. I mentioned them earlier.
They were a good tag team.
It was a one-off tag team. They weren't together very long.
Yeah, they weren't. They were a few months, and that was it. Tops.
I thought they were a pretty good one-off tag team.
They were, and they ended the two-man power trips tag ring.
They did.
Same match, Triple H got his first quad injury.
That's right.
Yeah.
Try me on the Attitude Era. How you doing?
One of my favorite short run little tag teams was old Chronic.
Chronic.
They would crack me up, man. It was just such a trip that WCW went there,
Well, it was Brian Adams and who else?
The guy who played Atom Bomb.
And I think that's Brian Adams.
No.
Am I wrong?
Yes.
No, Brian Adams was Crush.
Right.
Okay, yes.
Who was also part of
NWO.
Demolition.
And also
Brian
the
Adams
Nation
was
of
in
Domination.
NWO, too.
Boy, he got paired up with a lot of people.
The guy who played Atom Bomb, who he was also in Wrath and Mortis. He was Wrath.
Now let me tell you, they're not in my top 10 or anything like that, but they're one of my favorites at the time when they were popular. Was Big Kaz and Enzo.
Yeah,
They were good.
They had the crowd too, man.
They did, and you can't teach that.
Bada boom, realest guys in the room. How you doing?
How you doing?
Yeah.
All right. Because they're
SAWFT soft. You should know you're a New Yorker.
I know.
And you're soft.
Motherfucking trap. Is this soft? I think so. Maybe. All right. So now, tag teams, mashups.
Man, I could reduce you to a quivering mass and you'd storm out of here upset. Just a handful of words.
Bill, why would you use this time to do that? Why can't we wait till we're off the camera?
Let me throw in my little thing. We did our mashups, our
Okay.
one-timers, our greatest times. Let's talk about, top of our head, what do you think some of the greatest tag team matches have been?
Can I go first?
No, absolutely not.
Why not?
Because I've already mentioned mine.
Go ahead.
I don't know if I'll give you one of my favorite tag team matches of all time. It's a gimmick match, but I loved it.
What is it?
It was the Buried Alive tag team match on the original set of SmackDown. Mankind teaming with The Rock versus Big Show and The Undertaker. That was a good match. The fight went all over the place. You had main eventers. It was a memorable tag team matchup. Not necessarily with one of the greatest tag teams, but it was a memorable match. To me, that stuck out. It's a fair answer.
No.
What? You looking at me like I'm stupid?
I didn't even look at you. I'm looking at the camera.
See how he's looking at me? It's all right. Let's move on.
Phil, what's your favorite tag team match? Or one of
my favorite tag team matches.
I see clearly.
Man,
It's a lot of matches.
yeah,
Wah, wah.
it's tough to pick one. Just pick one.
What about the Mass Transit tag team match?
No.
Sorry, that's a bad joke.
I mean, I
That's
saw
a bad
some great.
joke.
I saw some great tag matches.
That's
Except
a bad
between the
joke.
Steiners and the Road Warriors. The Steiners and the Harlem Heat.
That's right. You did say the Steiners and the Road Warriors were big rivals.
Well,
You know,
one of my favorite matches, other than the WrestleMania 17 TLC 2 match, that was my favorite one of all time. But another one is another four-way ladder match. I don't know if anybody remembers this one. With
it was on SmackDown.
no, this is Armageddon. I forget what year it was. It was the Hardys, William Regal, and his partner.
Jarrett?
No, it was another older gentleman. I'll think of his name in a minute. The other team was Brian Kendrick and London. Paul London and Eminem. This is the tag team match that Joey Mercury lost half of his face.
Oh shit!
Because Jeff Hardy jumped off the top rope and hit the ladder and it
Smacked him.
sliced his face in half.
He never wrestled after that.
That was it.
Never did. That was it.
It wasn't because of that incident why it was good. It was because we had the Hardys, which is like the old generation of high flying,
Yep.
and then you had Brian Kendrick and Paul London, the new generation of
At
high
that
flying.
time, yeah,
That was
absolutely.
a very good matchup.
Remember when Kendrick used to be called Spanky? He used to run around naked.
Yeah.
Hey yo!
You think of one, Bill?
Remember he did that in front of.
I tell you what, dude. Probably some of the best tag team matches I ever saw was between the Rock and Roll Express and the Midnight Express.
Well, again, that's your childhood too. You
You
grew
know.
up with that.
They just
You
were
know.
too
NWA.
too just old school classic.
Dude, I am in agreement. So, well, I mean,
Dave Taylor.
Dave Taylor.
William Regal and Dave Taylor.
Yeah.
Do you guys remember? I'm gonna say this because I thought for modern era they were a phenomenal tag team. Cesaro and Sheamus, The Bar.
Yeah.
Yeah, baby.
They were, to me, one of my last favorite WWE tag teams.
They were a put together tag team that actually went.
And I, for certain, thought they were going to reunite once Sheamus got back. They did not. I mean, I get it. They're big single stars, too, but...
We don't just raise the bar.
We are the bar.
That's
Yeah.
right. And I thought it was cool. They liked each other because they kicked the shit out of each other.
They sure did, man.
Then they started working together in a bar fight.
They came out battered and bruised after that best out of 7 series they had.
Yeah. Here's another tag team with Cesaro. Him and Tyson Kidd were awesome, too.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
what do you think, Bill?
Well, I say we pretty much have covered,
Well,
quite a bit in the old tag.
I have
team.
one more tag team, and then I'm done. The Fabulous Moolah and Mayhem.
oh well. You stole my thunder.
Is that what you...
Stole my thunder.
Is that...
I wasn't going to say that tag team, but we have covered everything as
Oh.
far as tag team goes, except for the women. How about women tag teams?
It's true. We haven't talked about any
We can make an
other
honorable
women
mention.
tag teams.
How about,
What was that, Kyle? He fucking just... I said honorable mention.
How about the Bella Twins? They were a tag team.
Lay Cool.
Lay
Yeah.
Cool, yes. Remember, Lay Cool were the first ones to split the Divas Championship. Remember that?
Riot Squad.
Riot Squad was good. What's up with Mandy Rose and Dana Brooke? They still teaming?
No.
But before Mandy Rose and Dana Brooke, you had Mandy Rose and Sonya Deville.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Mandy Rose is going to NXT.
What?
She was on NXT this last week.
Well,
What is going on, Vince?
Spoiler in case you guys haven't seen.
That's all right. By the time Bill posts this, it'll probably already be known.
Well, I mean, it was Tuesday. Even
Today
if I posted
is
tonight,
Thursday.
it's
Thursday.
was-
So it should be known. So shame on you. All right. Now,
now what? Any more female tag teams?
I can't go but mention...
How about Shotzi Blackheart and Ember Moon?
That's a good one. What about the actual tag team champions?
Nia Jackson, Shayna Baszler.
Yeah.
No.
No.
the ones that.
Tamina and Natalia.
There you go.
Yeah.
Hey-o.
Isn't Candice LeRae and Indy Hartwell?
Indy Hartwell, isn't
Yeah.
she trying to get with Loomis?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I saw she
Dexter
lifted him
Loomis.
out of the ring and dropped him. And then there was like a stare. A magical moment for those two.
They almost kissed, and Candice LeRae ruined it.
That bitch. Oh man, listen, dude. Guys, I've honestly enjoyed talking about tag teams tonight. There has been so many great tag teams over the years. I mean, you can't have pro wrestling without the tag division. It's just a thing. You know, you can't. If Vince McMahon could, he would just have single wrestlers. But to me, you gotta have that element.
Yeah.
People look for that element. Some people like
Tag team
singles
matches
versus
are very
tag teams.
exciting if you have the right team.
They are, and even like, you know what my favorite tag team matches are? Elimination tag matches.
I actually agree. The Survivor Series.
It's exciting. Who's going to be 4-on-3 and 3-on-2, and then it can get down to 1-on-1 or 4-on-1. That you know, that element of surprise is cool. You know, you could do dream tag teams, and this cat has got his claws in my ribs. Get off of me. Get down. Go, Ramsey. All right. He's a demon cat. I'm a kicking.
Well, folks,
kick him in his nuts.
I hope that you have enjoyed
Seaboard.
this episode of Ring Sessions.
Greatest
Tag teams
of all time.
If you did, please give us a thumbs up. Be sure to share the video.
And subscribe.
Hit that subscribe button if you've not done it already. Please, please.
Ring
It helps us out immensely.
bell.
Click the bell icon, absolutely.
Ring
So you don't
bell.
want to miss
The bell.
any of the new stuff that might be coming out. We got
You guys
a
should do the singing like
spicy
we talked about.
ramen noodle challenge coming up here in the next few
Yeah,
days. that we're gonna be doing.
you have you ever tried it?
I'm nervous. I'm nervous about
Get
it.
down.
I don't do
Pet
spicy
Cemetery up in this bitch.
ramen. So,
All right.
before we go,
my
one thing I
shoulder,
do
that
want to say
prick.
real quick. I wanted to give my condolences to the family, friends and family of Mr. Wonderful Paul Orndorff.
Yeah.
Who, just passed away here within the last couple of days. You know, Hall of Famer, legend in the business.
He was.
You know.
Hey, he was
You
in.
know-
Wasn't he involved in the first WrestleMania main event
Yeah.
Yeah, with Piper.
with Piper?
Hey,
You know, it's funny if you think about it. Hulk Hogan's first 6 opponents from the first 6 WrestleManias are all dead.
yeah.
Map it out for me. Ultimate Warrior being one.
Ultimate Warrior,
Andre.
Andre
King
the
Kong
Giant, King Kong Bundy, Mr.
Macho
Wonderful
Man.
Paul Orndorff, Rowdy Piper,
Macho.
Man.
6 of them.
Yeah.
Wow.
His first 6 opponents in WrestleManias are all dead.
Sergeant Slaughter still kicking. So I'm just saying that was
Yeah.
a main event. So
He's
I mean, unfortunately, as
His
time
days
goes
are
on,
numbered.
guys, health gets to you. You know, these guys are like superheroes in the eyes of kids, and you know, nothing lasts forever. So
Yeah, I mean,
you know,
yeah, it's like sad when I see Flair and I think about how old he is getting to be, you know.
Flair's never dying, so shut up. Flair is exempt from the rule. He's
Yeah,
never
right.
dying.
You know, I mean,
He's not. He's
think
invincible.
about it. The
He's
immortal
Ric
Hulk
Flair.
Hogan is in his 70s.
Yeah, man.
You know,
I'm still waiting to see that one last match with him and Flair.
so.
Anyway.
It's going to be the very first ever walkers, wheelchairs, and hospital beds match.
What you gonna do, brother?
For those ARW.
Whoa! Whoa! What is 14-inch pythons wrapped around you?
14-inch
For those.
Instead of Flair taking off his
What'd you
alligator
say?
shoes, he'll be sliding off his slippers and chucking them Even if they hit them, they're soft. They're like,
He's gonna chop them, and it's gonna be. You know, if they ever see this, we're gonna have to really apologize.
yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, oh Lord. Ow. Ow.
So, anyways,
For those of you who like ARW, the first ever pay-per-view is going to be this Saturday, the 17th.
$9.99.
the 17th
$9.99.
Fight TV.
I'm sure you'll be able to watch it anytime you
Listen,
want.
man, it's we got the heavyweight match between with Ryzen and Death Row Jethro and Simon Grimm. We have the triple threat tag team title match with the Headbangers,
The Awakening.
the Awakening, formerly known as the Ascension, and one Brian Myers and Matt Cardona, formerly known as
Awesome.
And
Ryder and Hawk.
there's supposed to be a Purge 2 match between Zach Monstar and Jerry Swirls.
Yes. We had the women's title
How
match.
was that?
Don't know.
It didn't happen yet.
It's being debuted.
You mean I can see it for
It's being
$9.99
debuted
on
pay-per-view
Fight TV this Saturday?
this
Right.
Saturday,
Is that what you guys are telling me?
17th of July, 2021. Fight TV. Be there. Watch it. Love it.
Yeah, and don't forget, folks. Starting because it's Thursday right now. Tomorrow night, SmackDown. It's the first SmackDown with live audience now.
Really?
Oh,
Crowds
boy.
are back, and then Money in the Bank this week will be in front of a live crowd.
Woo! I just hope Vince has
It's
something
not.
up his sleeve.
Oh, they have plans.
Well,
So,
ladies-
folks,
till
I hope
next
you have
time.
enjoyed this tag team extravaganza.
Probably
We
turn-
will see you right here on the
3,
2
1.
Screw.
Peace out, LOD's greatest tag team of all time. Woo!